Unfortunately, we missed that. Just a little bit of a few seconds we have to wait. Switch over to Wacko, and he will hit this and light a fuse. We're going to try and get a super launch here. We got a little bit, but if you hit that just right, it'll launch you all the way to this character right here, so it saves you a bit of time. Switch over to Wacko, so we can hit this switch on this walker. There we go. And now we're going to do something a little weird. We're going to lose all of our lives. Well, we're going to lose all but one, at least. We're going to need one, at least one for the speedrun. Why are we doing this? The reason is because at the end of every single stage, the game actually awards you with 1,000 points for however many lives you have at the end. And unfortunately, you can't skip the score count. And it takes a while. So if you lose all your lives here, this is the fastest place where you can do that. You'll actually net yourself about 17 seconds or so. So, you know, it's worth it. Unfortunately, for the rest of the run, we're going to have 0 lives. So, you know, hopefully we don't lose any lives, because that'll be game over, and then we'd have to start the stage over. And that's not going to happen, though, because we're professional speedrunners. Right? Right. Alright, so here we go. One of the classic 90s platformer tropes here. We have a waterfall with logs falling down it. So we're going to wait until we get to the bottom, until the logs get low enough that we can damage boost through this giant auger. And hopefully we can get up there fast enough for the first cycle here. Alright, good. Here is another 90s platformer trope. We've got a minecart section. This minecart section is a little boring, though. We're going to dodge a couple of these stars. The reason for that is because if you get 100 stars throughout the run, you'll actually be awarded an extra life. And as discussed earlier, we don't want extra lives, because that means more time added to our clock at the end. Something else we can discuss while this thing is scrolling around is the life meter in the top left corner is a little hard to discern and determine how much life you have if you're playing this for the first time. Basically what it is the more exasperated your character looks, the less life they have. So you kind of get used to that as you play it. But it is a little unconventional. One of the most important things about this run is making sure you know which character to switch to at what time. So right now we know that we're going to be using Wacko to hit these, but now the next character that we're going to need in the line is Yakko. So we switch to him way ahead of time, just in case. We don't want to forget at the very last second, because changing characters can take a while. Switch to Wacko, hit those bricks, and shoot up here with the geyser. And now we're going to be heading to the first boss. Now the first boss, we're going to try to stun lock. It's Ralph the security guard. We're going to try to stun lock him on the top of the screen. So we're going to mash the B button and try to get a hammer hit here. There we go. And now we need to dodge the rocks that are falling from the ceiling. Sometimes they give you a really good pattern, sometimes they don't. If you get hit by the rocks, it can be kind of detrimental. It can throw off your stun lock. That was a pretty good fight, though. And that's the end of the first stage. All right, now we'll be moving on to stage 2, which is totally not a Star Wars stage. It's a Space Wars stage. Shoutouts to Konami's Gradius here, a little homage to it at the beginning. Now, we're going to try to do this next part pretty smoothly. We want to make sure that we get to the laser beams in enough time that we get a good cycle. There we go. We should be able to hang out right here on the edge of the platform and not get hit for a while. We don't want to fall off of here, because if we do, we will lose a life. And we don't have any lives to lose, really, because we lost them all at the beginning. So that was good. Success there. We will now switch over to Yakko. We didn't take any damage from the laser beams, so we can take a damage boost in this next section. you're supposed to pause and wait for these lights to fall, but we're just going to walk right through them. Jump up here. Quick switch to Wacko, and hit that switch. Alright, so this is just like a little mini boss. We're going to hit Ralph here. Ralph is back again. We're going to see him a couple times in this run. We're just going to... This is basically a waiting game. We could like jump on those ships in the background and destroy those treasure chests, and I think there's like stars and some apples in there, but we don't need them, so we're just going to wait for the scene to play out, wait for a meteor to hit Ralph, and we'll be on our way. Now I'm going to focus here because this next jump is pretty precise. I want to try to get it on the first try here. Alright, awesome. So that skips a really significant amount of time. Basically, if you miss that, you have to do this long block puzzle, and also you end up getting an extra life. And as said a few times in this run already, we don't want extra lives. Alright, so now we have a bit of a block puzzle coming up. We also have this giant steel curtain that goes up and down here. We don't want to get hit by that curtain. Well, that was very close. Because if we get hit by that curtain, it is curtains for us. We will die, and then we'll have to start the whole stage over. Alright, so we got a bit of a block puzzle here. Have hit these switches, and then hit this third switch over here. Now, if you're familiar with the Animaniacs TV show, there is a character called the Nurse. And if you know what to type in chat, you can go ahead and do that. You'll only see her for a split second. There she is. Hello, Nurse. And we're just going to move on. Shoutouts to Sonic 2, Chemical Plant Zone. These little platforms here. Totally not taken from Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Switch over to Wacko. I have to hit this switch over here. Sneak through here. And that gets these platforms moving. Takes us to the exit. This is the last area before the stage 2 boss. We're going to do another one of these long cannon shots here so that we land right on this water. We want to get that animation going as fast as we can because it causes a whole lot of lag, and we want to get it started as early as possible. Now we're a little low on life. You can see Yakko is sort of leaning on his arm there. So we're going to pick up this ice cream. Now the boss coming up here is fairly interesting because we don't actually need to really damage him. This is more like a Donkey Kong, or actually more like a Donkey Kong Jr. type of stage, where we need to climb up to the top and dodge all of these hazards. We've got a pretty good pattern, so we should be able to do this without getting any damage done to us. We might get hit up at the top, but that's okay. Here. Oh, hey, we got a good light pattern, so we actually didn't take any damage at all. Alright, that is the end of stage 2. Alright, so we're going to select our next stage. The next stage is stage 3. It is the Wild West themed stage. Definitely one of the more annoying ones in the run. There's a very significant damage boost that we have to take partway through here. Or actually closer to the end. So I'm going to try not to take too much damage. Of course, we get the far bomb throw. Okay. Let's see, we're going to jump on this horse, go over this cactus, and this one. Alright, and now I'm going to focus and try not to take too much damage before the damage boost. If there are any announcements from the host, this would be a great time to make them.
Apologies, just stepped on my own mic there. Oh, we are waiting for some more donations to come in, but in the meantime, let me just remind you that we have just until the end of this run to get in the incentive for the hard mode for Battle Chef Brigade. That is coming up next. We are still quite a bit off from that, so if you want to see the runner struggle just a little bit more, let's get that in.
Let's see if we can meet that incentive. Let's go. All right, so here's the damage boost that I was talking about. We have to jump through these flames. You can see there's all these boxes before it. That box puzzle takes a really long time, so taking this damage boost saves us roughly like 20 plus seconds. So it's a really good thing that we did that. Otherwise, we would have been here for a really long time. Normally, if you were playing this casually, you could take that damage boost, and if you didn't have enough life, you could take it and just lose a life. But once again, we're at 0 lives. We have a very important example on how important it is to switch between characters here. We're going to use Yakko to distract the child, switch to Dot to kiss the pigeon, and quick switch to Wacko, and hopefully get this on the first try. Awesome, got it. Alright, we have come to the first phase of the Stage 3 boss. This is probably the most infamous of the Animaniacs Genesis bosses. This is the pie fight. There's so much RNG involved in this pie fight, I can't even begin to tell you. There is RNG that determines, oh, we got a good first hit here. RNG that determines whether or not Ralph is going to dodge your pies. There's RNG that determines whether or not the pie launcher is going to move after you hit it. And there's RNG that determines whether or not he throws a pie at you. That was amazing. I think that was actually faster than my world record run. So we're going to move on to the second phase of the fight now. This is basically a chase scene, also waiting out the clock. But we have to launch this coal into the top of the engine there, only while it's open. We have to do this enough times to propel ourselves far enough away from Ralph. This is also kind of a waiting game where we need to wait until Ralph has rode on his little hand car there for roughly 40 seconds. Then he will jump off of the rail or the hand car and then start running on the tracks. And now that he has jumped off, we just need to get to the far right of the screen. There we go, it's locked in place. And that's the, we just have to wait for him to trip, and it'll be the end of the stage. There we go. All right, at the start of stage 4, there is also a pretty significant skip called the hay bale skip. So I am going to focus here. Hopefully we get it. Yes, all right. That trick is fairly difficult to pull off. Essentially what you're trying to do is if you jump onto that hay bale, it will launch you back to the very beginning of the stage, and then you have to do a really long block puzzle, and it's just no fun. What you're trying to do is you're trying to hit that hay bale, and then land on the opposite end of it, and jump as soon as you hit the ground. So we mash the button as soon as we're falling off the hay bale, so that we jump. And what we're doing is we're replacing the upward momentum of the spring under the hay bale with the upward momentum of our jump. Now the upward momentum of our jump is a lot less than the spring, so if we do it, time it just right, we won't launch off the top of the screen, and that's what tells the game to send us back to the beginning of the stage. So yeah, that saved us probably around like 12 to 15 seconds. Alright, this is the first time during the run that we see Pinky and the Brain. Pinky and the Brain, we will see them again later on in the run. Actually, there is I believe there is an incentive for me to sing the Pinky and the Brain theme song. We were pretty far away from that before, but if you get your donations in, I will sing the Pinky and the Brain theme song for you. I have a beautiful voice, so you're going to want to hear that.
And I will sing it with you.
Oh, hey, there we go.
And as I've mentioned, I do not remember the words past the first verse.
That's all right.
So I will butcher it. It will be funny.
That's okay. You know, I sing along to the music in the game, and they actually cut out the bridge. So that's one less part that you'll have to sing.
Ah, there you go. Yes, if you want some fun little jams going down this early morning, get your donations in.
Yeah, it's during a 2-minute unskippable cutscene, which we'll talk about later. But
silly little ditty, you might
yeah,
say.
Indeed. All right, I'm going to go for another fairly significant skip here. So we're supposed to take this little block along with us, but instead we're going to leave it there. We're supposed to use it to block this pipe, and then this plunger here will not depress. But if we jump off of this just at the right time, we can just launch up there without using the block. That saves us about 8 seconds. So, and you can miss it about 3 or 4 times, and it'll still save you time. That right there is the only extra life that we cannot skip with the current speedrun route. If you find a way to skip that life, that would be awesome. That would save us another couple seconds in this run. The current world record in this run in all categories is held by me, and the current speedrun record for this category is 24 minutes and 57 seconds. This is the boss of Stage 4, Drac. I also like to call him Stunlock McGee, because we're going to get him to go up to that top platform, manipulate him to go up there, and then just jump back down and hit that switch and he'll land on his butt. We have to do that, I believe, 7 times. And then collect the item, and that's the end of Stage 4. So you see we do have 1 life at the end of this stage because of that one unskippable 1-up. And you'll see they give us 1,000 points for that life. And we have to sit here and wait for those points. It's so annoying. Alright, here's the last stage of the run. This is the Wily's Castle of the game. The Felix Awards. Not the Oscars, the Felixes. This is actually probably the last opportunity for any announcements that the host may have, so I'm just going to throw it over to them.
Looks like we are still quite a ways off from that singing incentive to hear us go for that Pinky and the Brain theme. How much longer do you say we have for that?
We probably got about 4 minutes or so.
4 minutes, folks. You got 4 minutes. It's going to be funny. You want to hear it.
All right, I'm going to listen for a musical cue here. All right, it looks like we're going to get hit by this electricity, but I promise we're fine. All right, we're good. That would be an instant death. We're going to throw a kiss at Ralph over here. He giggles because he's sleeping over there. We're going to have this little box push here. We're going to see if we're going to get the double box drop. See if we can get some hype here. Oh, double box drop hype. Let's go. All right, I'm going to go for another fairly significant skip coming up. This is going to be called the Bug Jump, named after our community's own Bug Doctor. Shoutouts to the Star Tropics world record holder, Bug Doctor. He suggested this trick. And we got the bug jump. All right, let's go. Oh, and I died. Oh, no. Okay. That's fine. We could do the backup. Oh, that's awesome. Get the bug jump, also die. Okay, we're going to do the non-bug jump variety. You get to see both tricks here. That's the real reason why I failed that bug jump. So you can see both ways to do this. There we go. All right, there are a lot of things here that can kill us instantly. Those explosions, also that wrecking ball. If we ran into that, it would kill us instantly. So we have to be careful going through here. The game really throws a lot at us at the end. And now we have sort of an auto-scroller part coming up here. Except it's not really us that's auto-scrolling, it is the explodey bits on the far left. We need to avoid those explodey bits at all costs. because they will kill us. But that's not going to stop us from trying to pull off some awesome speedrun strats. We're going to jump over there. That is not the intended strat. That is a very difficult jump to pull off, especially under all this pressure. All right. We need to, after this last switch here, we need to switch over to Yakko as fast as we can, because we want to start pulling this block immediately. Nope, we did not get that. That's okay. What we want to do is we want to try to avoid getting hit by these shots from the helicopter. Actually, despite not getting the block, we still managed to get that pretty quickly. That switch that I just hit, you're supposed to use that block to, holy moly, you're supposed to use that block to jump up there, but you can actually reach it without it, so we don't use it. This is the last screen before the before that unskippable cutscene, so if you want to see that Pinky in the Brain, get those donations in right now. There's a whole lot of fireballs you have to dodge getting through here. If you destroy these fire hydrants, it actually douses the flames, but it also causes extra lag, so that's a give or take. Alright, we're going to ride the car to the final item before the final boss fight, and there it is. Alright, I have to check, did we meet the incentive or not?
Unfortunately, we did not.
Alright.
But I
all right.
am willing to make a concession for chat. I'm not going to sing it, but I will do spoken word poetry of it.
Oh, here we go. Let's go.
They are Pinky and the Brain. They are Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other is insane. They are really cool lab rats. They grind and wow for those mats.
Oh, yeah.
They are Pinky, Pinky, and the Brain, 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 Brain.
Oh,
Narf.
yes. Let's get some snaps and claps and shit, yeah. Well, thank you very much for that poetry. All right, so this cutscene here, like I said, is 2 minutes of unskippable cutscenes. I don't understand why, because all the other cutscenes in the game are skippable. It just basically what's happening here is we find out that Pinky and the Brain are actually the bad guys behind it all. Imagine that. They're actually trying to take the movie memorabilia that we just retrieved and use it to hypnotize the rest of the people in the world so that we all, worship Pinky and the Brain. I don't know. It's not a very good plan. Pinky and the Brain's plans aren't normally very good plans, but, they try their best. So the final boss fight is going to actually be against Pinky and the Brain in their robot costume / outfit. And we're going to have to use the abilities of all three of the Warner siblings in order to defeat him. It's going to be a lot of switching between characters. There's 2 phases and 4 hits per phase. So hopefully we get it all done super well. And this cutscene is still going because it's so long. All right, here we go. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to wait for him to walk to the back of the screen. And we're going to use Dot to kiss Pinky. What that does is it causes Pinky to throw unlit bombs at us. There we go. We can throw another kiss, push that over, and then push the second bomb over and blow that up. All right, that's 2 hits down in the first phase. We're going to do this all again. All right, that's 4 hits onto the second phase. We're going to kiss Pinky on his way over. Damage boost through the legs. Throw another kiss while he throws a bomb. Explode. Throw another kiss. Push. Explode. Throw another kiss. Push. Explode. Throw another kiss. Push. And if we did it right, There we go. That is the 4th hit. Time is going to be on collecting the last of the 5 items here. And time. What was the time on that, by the way? Do you know? 25. That's pretty good. Pretty good time. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I am Zero Counts. Shout outs to all the other Animaniacs speedrunners out there. There's not a whole lot of us, but if you're ever interested in learning this run, it's a really great run for beginners. There's not a whole lot of really super tricky tricks in here. If you want to get a good time, go to the speedrun.com page and you can ask us questions on there. You can find me on Twitch at Zero Counts. Shout outs to all the Zero Counts gaming buddies, and thank you to Midwest Speedfest for having me. This is my last run of the marathon, so I'll see y'all later.